Hi guys, Chuck here, and we are back in Planetbase. And right as before I started recording, I had a trade. We had a colonist ship land, and a bunch of people came in. And then guess what happened? The armed intruders showed up and went and whacked a few of them. But also a trader landed, and I bought one gun. That's all he had. And I've gone down here. Oh, let me see what these people want. They just want some food. Yeah, sure. Now, I went down here and prioritized work on this dome here because I have semiconductors and firearms there. So, hopefully... what does this guy have? He's got some semiconductors. But also he's got some bots, and we've just lost a couple bots, so I'm going to buy 2 carrier bots, especially since we just had another visitor ship land, so we're going to get more money shortly anyway. So I figure I can use the bots. Let's go ahead and take those. I really need to ratchet up. And I'm thinking also that when we start the ice planet, which I haven't decided when I'm going to do that, if I just want to wait till I get as far as I want to go with this one and then just call this one and start working on that one. But I think I'm going to go in there and do a few starts until I find the absolute biggest, most wide open starting area. Now, I thought this looked plenty big enough, but I was a little inefficient here. We were just kind of building higgledy-piggledy at the start. So, as I think if I would have gone with the power stuff, just gone straight this way, because look, I've got a little more room down here, but you know, I could have been a little more efficient with the construction here as well, and all the water generation stuff going this direction, and the mines. So anyway, you live and learn. And you don't play something for a number of years and you get back into it and you've forgotten half of it. Now we got more people coming in. Oh, that's just the visitors. Colonists, all right. Now hopefully we don't get any armed intruders for a little while until we can get some firearms built back up. We are cranking out enough metal, so it should... Yeah, there was a dude coming down here to do stuff, so that's good. Making semiconductors, which they're going to need for the robots, but I need some people making guns too. Now, let's see, guns take bioplastic, and we're a little low on bioplastic. So I need to check my processing plants. So I've got 3 here, 3 of them operating in that one. I've got some operating there, a whole thing full of them. Now, we're starting to get more population. Maybe I could prioritize more structures, but you can't put everything on priority. You're like, what are people going to do, you know? Wow, we got a pretty good chunk of money from those people. And it hardly made a dent in our resources. So that's good when they come and they just want to take a nap and have a bite to eat. Like, just like a little rest stop kind of thing. Yeah, and I've got this processing plant on a higher priority as well. So we should be getting enough bioplastic. I think it's just being used as soon as it gets generated. And we're not going through as much metal because we're not building as much stuff. Let's see if this trader has any firearms. No, but he's got robots. So we'll take another bot. I think we'll take a... do I want a driller or a constructor? We'll take a constructor at this point, and we'll blow all our money on bots right now. Because we've got all the tech unlocked. We don't need money for anything else. Really just pushing that population. Now, I kind of wonder... I'm going to look back at the grid again. We haven't had any grid problems in a while. So we got enough oxygen for 334 people. And I don't think we can take this one really any farther than that anyway. Because we're darn near out of space to build. And you can't really change the domes. I mean, I guess we could. You know, if we find out we don't really need as many beds as we have. But I think as we grow, we're going to need all these beds. I mean, we're never using all of them at one go, but we probably need to have at least... Like, look at this cabin. It's full. And this one down here, there's no... Well, I said there's nobody there, but now it's filling up. So I think I don't think we're going to need to build any more power grid or water collection stuff. I mean, obviously every now and then it tells us, oh, storage is critical, but usually that happens right before the sun pops up, and then we're never out of power more than a couple seconds. So let's check this trader, and he has got 3 guns in which we are going to buy all of them. I don't care what I have to spend to get them. I wish it would let us trade more, like, in this case we got all the, I don't want to trade spares. We got all this metal, but yet I can only trade 3 of it. And I think that's kind of dumb, to be honest. I might have to trade some of the food to get these guns, but we'll trade some of the ore because we got plenty of metal anyway. And there we go. All right, that should give us, hopefully the next time these armed intruders show up, well, we got to wait for people to bring all this stuff out to the trader before we get our guns. Now, between the ones I just bought and hopefully the more we're going to make down here, and yeah, there's a dude making one right now. All right, good deal. So I can't believe I just overlooked that. But this game is really good for making you think through every little detail. It doesn't hold your hand on anything at all. And that's more than you can say for a lot of other games out there. It can be rather punishing. But like I said, when we start the ice planet, I decided I'm going to, you know, mess around with finding different starting locations and try to find one that's a little more wide open. This looked pretty wide open when I started. All right, let's put the alert on. Hopefully nobody got caught outside. The only thing, if I remember right about the ice one, I have to go back and maybe I'll just like start a personal playthrough on that, you know, before I start on here. But if I remember, you don't start with as many resources either at the beginning. And then you get blizzards instead of sandstorms. All right. Sandstorm is done. Now let's go back here. We're still at decent. I think we need to get that up a little higher. And other than just adding more robots, I can't. I mean, we got a lot of food. We got enough food. And I've got a lot of. All right, here we are. Here's the test. Are we going to just blow them away before they do any damage? We lost 2 people. We lost 3. We lost 4. 5. We've killed 2 intruders. We lost 6 people. 7. Alright, did we not get the guns from the darn trader yet? No, we didn't. Oh, jeez. We lost 10. Sometimes I think this game just hates you. Like I said, it will punish you incessantly for the slightest oversight. Like, for some reason, earlier, I think I thought I had enough guns, but I guess they do break down over time. And I had probably turned an arms building into a semiconductor or something else. And now we get absolutely right through the coals for that. I probably should have 20 to 30 more people in the colony right now if it weren't for the armed intruders and the fact that down here it says we still have 0 guns. Yet I've bought 4 and we're making more. So where are they going? Now, that kind of makes me wonder what's going on. Because I know I bought 4 guns from the traders. And you know, this guy is gone. Oh, there's a gun. Yeah, that's one of the ones I bought. It hadn't been carried back into the base yet. Now we got more colonists coming in, so carrier bot or somebody just come out here and get that gun. But it makes me wonder what happened to the other ones I bought, because I bought 3 more before now, so I need to check. You don't know where the security dome is. Right here, I checked the armory and there's nothing in there. Now let's check this trader. He's got a gun, which I'm going to buy. And do we have any money? All right. Now, here in a little bit, we should have at least 2 in the armory. So here come more visitors. We're lost a couple bots, but we made more. Oh. Wonder how, like this, we have this storage down here and it's barely got anything in it. Now, I need to check the other storage domes. And I guess this one's rather full. I wish it would tell you. Okay, it's 68% full. Is that what that is? And how many do I have? So I'm kind of wondering about the need for as much storage when I could replace. Let's check that out. They need a little bit of medical care, and I have a fair amount of medical things, so I'm going to go ahead and let them in. And so we got 21 medical supplies. Hopefully they don't blow through all that. See, I'm just tinkering with the thought of, taking out a storage dome and putting something else in its place. I think storage is probably not as critical as other types of buildings, especially when we're going to try to push past the 200 level, get toward that magic 300 number. And, the people are going to start eating more food anyway, which will take up less space. Because this dome down here, it's only 3% full. So I think, part of me thinks I could just dismantle that sucker and everything would move into the other storages. Or this storage here is I clicked on a person. Very large. So that's the big one. But I kind of wish you could repurpose buildings. But yeah, you try to dismantle one of these and it tells you, no, you're splitting the base. You can't do that. Well, you should be able to, say I'm repurposing that building. I'm tearing it down to replace it with something else. And I'm seriously thinking about ditching that storage dome in favor. We're just going to kind of see how things go. Now, these injured miners paid us a good chunk of money. And we got a trader. And if he's got guns or robots, we're going to buy them. Guns and robots. It sounds like that could be a name for a band, maybe. I don't know. All right. So now the next time these armed guys show up, these thugs, we're gonna have a little surprise for them. But and I'm also kind of wishing, like I said, it's a little late now, that I had built. Well, maybe it isn't too late. I just, I'm looking. There's a colonist ship. And I'm looking at this, dorm here. But the security control center is right down here. So I can't really, do anything else with that. I can't remove it because it'll split the base and you can't have the base get split. No, I was just thinking of relocating it down here so that way when the intruders show up, the guards don't have far to go to get to them. And the problem is that the intruders show up and they go right in that darn dome and kill people. Now, no, I don't think... I don't know. It's a small group. Well, let's say yes, and hopefully it doesn't bite us. I think on a previous playthrough, I let some of those people in, and some of our people got infected. And He's got a carrier bot and a constructor bot. But I'm out of money. So we'll just take the carrier bot for now. We can trade some medical plants, some ore, and the metal. I think we'll trade the metal, and I can remove. There we go. Got us another bot. Now, yeah, these people are going to start eating into our medical supplies. So I'm just thinking that if I remove this, can I put it somewhere else? And maybe put the control building here. But I don't think I can recycle the control center that's down here because it's giving me the option. It won't split the base if I do that. So I think we might see if I can move things around a little bit. I got people in here sleeping, but if I put the control center here, you know, maybe I might, I think, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a save. That way, if this comes back to bite me, I can always switcheroo. Because it'll take people a while to remove the materials after I recycle that building as well. And it might take me a while to get the bioplastic back to build. Because let me see, what is this? If I want to build a a telescope console, takes bioplastic. That takes bioplastic. That takes bioplastic. The armory just takes, you know, metal. I got plenty of metal, but I think we don't want any of that. Dismiss that dude. So I seriously think I'm going to do that, but maybe I'll wait till daytime when there won't be as many people in here sleeping. Because I dismantle their beds, you're going to be like, hey! Now, do we have any spares? Yes, we do, but we got stuff in here. Our food stocks are dwindling a little bit because some of these need to be repaired. Hopefully our people get in there and do that with the spares. So, yeah, alright, we're going to dismantle the dorm. Armed intruder. Well, the dorm is gone, so they can't go in there and shoot people that are sleeping. And intruder has been killed. 3 intruders have been killed. 4 have been killed. And at no loss to our own people. Alright. Now let's take the... No, that's the lab. Where'd the control center go? We killed another intruder. Alright, here's the control center. Recycle that. Now, we're wanting to build the control center down here, but I can't because I need to move that stuff. So, I guess that's going to take some time for them to move those items. Because then we're going to put a dorm up here. So we're still going to have... Alright. Move the stuff. Move the stuff. I just wish there was a way that you could simply... You know, take a dome and say, I'm going to repurpose it. And you could change it. That would be awful nice. Or for me to be able to build another one on that spot. But look, I can't go there. And I hope it's gonna let me put that there. Because you know, some of the buildings you can't put in certain spots based on the size. So let's check the trader out. We probably have enough guns now, so I don't think I need to buy anything else. I don't have much money anyway. But because we took care of 5 intruders that last time with no losses. And we're up to 26 bots now. I just need these items to move. Because I want to build on that spot. You should be able to place a pending construction down there, even though there's stuff sitting on the ground. Because my fear is that we have no control center. And, you know, where are the guards? And do they have access to their guns right now? Nobody's manning the radio or any of that because I don't have them. So I think we're going to speed this up a little bit until we get some of these items built. So I'll be right back. Okay, well, they got enough of these items removed that I was able to fit the trade control center right here, which is pretty close to the beginning. So it's right, the bad guys will have to pass, you know, they'll be able to get from there to here before the bad guys get to the canteen. So that should be good enough. Now we just need these items to move out of the way so I can put that dorm back down. And I don't know how long that's going to take, because it's just a bunch of metal and we don't have any need for metal, and they're not going to come and take it till they need to take it, I guess. All right, control center is built. Let's well, we need a connector to get built. Come on people. See, there's the things that, you know, initially you don't really think about until you start seeing the consequences of it. Just need this connector to get built. Hopefully somebody come along and do that. Maybe a constructor bot. No, we got a few of them now. Here one comes, and there he goes. All right. Now let's get that armory put back in there. And the 3 desk. All right. Now, what's the trader have? Nothing we need. Just medical stuff. We got enough of that. So hopefully they'll take these items and bring them over here toward this construction instead of taking out of storage. Because I want that space where I need to put more beds down there. And food stocks are starting to dwindle. Now, part of it is we have a lot of food things needing repair. Now, a meteor hit the lab and killed somebody. So I need to start keeping an eye on spares. And what is running in disrepair. Because if it's food growing, you know, we got an issue. Now, visitors paid us some money. Incoming transmission. A small group of people, I will say yes. Now, we're going to start running low on food. Now we have this storage at 5%. Armed intruder. Let's see how... We still lost a couple people. Wow, we lost 6 people, despite the fact that our guards have guns and have placed them closer to the airlock. This game just hates me. That's all it is. It's just got it out for me. It says you are not going to get your population over 150. It's culling my populations. Now, so I'm looking at sandstorm. Darn it. Well, so what I'm looking at, oh, jeez. There's my problem. I let those people in, and now they're infecting other people. So our food is starting to decrease, and I don't like that. So no alert. Now, where was I? I was looking at storage domes. I've got this one here, which is operating at 46%. And this one down here operating a lot lower than that. So this one is going. It's gone. Now, I am going to put in its place a biodome. A big one, if I can, but I don't want to go too far out. I want it down here. So they need to take and remove all that crud. But, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and build it. All right. Because it can always, like, recycle it and move it closer. If, you know, this junk gets out of the way. Or I can build another connector. But now I don't know how much space I have left to build more items. But I can see the food starting to kind of go downhill quick. So we'll take that carrier bot. And I'm going to have to add a little money. All right. I really wanted this dome farther down. I didn't want it out so far. Because there's not much space left. In fact, I'm just going to, like, just say if we want another factory, okay, we could get another factory out here. But could we get something over there to connect to that? Or is this pretty much the limit, you know, limit of our, how far we can build? Now let's come back down here where we took away that control center. And they still got one freaking piece of metal sitting there, and they need to get that out of there so I can build something else there, because I need to put more beds down. I don't want our people, you see, we've gone down to poor again from decent, so I don't know if that has something to do with the recent attacks. We still got plenty of food, but we were having like 500 each up there, and now it's down in the 300s. I really... All right. right, I think I can build those beds again. Let me... I think I'm going to do a dorm. Oh, I can even do a big one. All right. All right, let's get that built. Let's check the trader, or I assume he's still here. Visitor, trader, he's got food items. And we're still okay on food for the moment. So dismiss that. I am, though, noticing that we are kind of running... Oh, that increased our prestige. We're running short of spares. Now, we're also running drastically short of space to build. But I don't know, when that removes, am I going to maybe be able to fit a little factory in here? Possibly. So let's... I don't know. Let's build some wheat. Armed intruders. Well, hopefully our people can take care of them this time. Let's go. A lot of armed intruders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them. Oh, crud. We got one guard being shot at by 2 different guys. Like I said, this game just has it in for me. It is not wanting me to get that population over 150. And I've gone for a couple hours of gameplay without being able to get it to sustain it over 150. And it's either armed intruders or a meteor strike. Now, what were we doing down here at this dome? Trying to put some more food in. We got a couple wheat. Let's do some onions. Maybe a GM tomato. Fast production, but high maintenance. I don't know if we really want high maintenance, but it's going to produce more. Let's put a couple trees in here. This might take a while to build all this stuff, but all right, that's a good start. And put a potato in there. So we're going to have enough starch. I think we're fine on medical plants from the other dome. So let's just leave that as is. Now, where'd that other dome go that I built? That cabin. Where did I put that? No, it's not been built yet. A dorm. Pending some bioplastic. So, hopefully we can generate that bioplastic a little faster. Trading ship. Maybe he'll have some. Nope. He's got food and we're okay on food. So see you later. I keep thinking, you know, we're going to get this above 150 and get it sustained at that point. But it seems like the game has decided that you're just going to be stuck at 140. And now, I think because I dismantled that bed, I don't have as many beds. So we've gone, oh no, we're back to, we're kind of wavering between decent and poor. Our prestige is higher from some of the actions we've taken lately. But we need to get it kind of steady. We need this to, the welfare to get to decent and stay there. And I think, you know, there's a lot of factors on that. And one is bots and the workload of the people. And having enough beds, you know, their basic needs. So right now, everybody's got food. There is plenty of power. There's plenty of oxygen. There's plenty of water. So I think we don't really have to look at the grid much. We're going to get more food growing. Hopefully we'll see these figures start to climb again. I get a little paranoid when it gets low. Now that is almost gone. What is that? That's a medicinal plant. I don't know. Can't build a laser in there. I don't think I can build anything in this spot. Can't even connect that. So I think we're darn near out of space. Let's get all of that bioplastic. And I don't care what I have to spend to get it. All right. So that should get this finished. And get beds built in there. Now, if we quit running out of spares, we got 2 more made. I need to... All right, what's this? That is 4 spares, builders here. Thing is, spares use bioplastics, so I think we got semiconductor. We got enough spares workshops, and we certainly have enough metal. So what I'm going to do is recycle 2 metal processors and switch them over to bioplastic here. Now let's see how long it takes to remove that metal from that building, though. And how long it takes me to remember where the heck it was. That's the problem, is you recycle something and the materials just sit there forever. And I really want the bots or the people to get that out of there. Because I have to put something else in its place, and they don't really think about that. Oh, I can just put that there, and then, hey, people just go ahead and build that. All right, that works. Now we're going to get more bioplastic being made. And I can always buy another carrier bot. And I don't know what I'm going to sell for it. What do we have? Some ore. Can never have too many bots. I would rather see the bots moving everything around and the people sitting around playing ping pong or something. Now, I'm hoping if I get more bioplastic cranking out, that then we'll see more of that going on, more spares being made. There, for a while we were doing good on spares. Now look, we're up to 10 spares, just like that. So that means that we should see some of these plants being repaired. We just lost another robot. Now things are going out here. Yeah, plants, like, they need a lot of repair. Like, and I thought I was... These biodomes that are, like, everything's broken. I just need to go around and... My my thought process is I'm just going to put them all on high priority. Now, where's the bad guy? How many of them? 3, 4? Where's the guards? Okay, we still lost a dude. Like I said, we've gone from 141 back to 146. So I think you take this in increments, just like it didn't take too long to get the first 50 people. Yeah. And then we're just trying to get like another 10 and keep them. So I think if we get enough guns and we get guards close to the airlock, then it's going to start sending more meteors. Now, where was that dorm? It got built. Now we need to put stuff in it. Do we have the bioplastic we're going to need to put these beds? So start right at the opening there. That way, I'm hoping I can cram as many in there as possible. I don't think I can get another one in there. I think that's as many as I'm going to fit. And hopefully get enough bioplastic made fairly soon to get those built. All right, what do we have here? Colonists coming in. All right. So where is we're at decent and wavering. Hopefully climbing. See if we can get this to 150. And maybe the next couple episodes we can start creeping up toward that 200 level. Well, at least 175 or so would be nice. I don't know. You think? I don't know. It's you go stir crazy living in a colony like this. Like there'd have to be some rotation. Like you get say a month, some time off to go back to Earth or something for a while. And again, it depends. Me, I'm kind of a natural introvert, so maybe I'd go crazy after a while just being, there doesn't look like there's a lot of private space in here. And the other thing, you don't see any bathroom facilities. So I'm kind of wondering where the heck are people using the toilet? See, what did I say? What I say, the game has it in for me. You're not going to get to 150. You got guns for the guards, so now I'm going to have a meteor take out the bar and kill 7 people at one go. No comment. You probably say it's probably RNG. But, I've got, how many of these lasers I got around? I got one there. Got one over here. I got one over here. The entire sky above the colony should be covered. Or, because if you click on that laser, look at that. It gives you... interception chance, 60%. Now, let's check the other one. Am I learning something new after all these years? I thought I had more. If you add more... If I put more telescopes, is that going to increase the chance of intercepting lasers? I guess we'll find out. Let's let that get built, and then I will maybe build one down here somewhere. Somebody's going to have to run a long way to build that one, though. Opponents have been built. Have we built? Yeah, we got almost all of these beds built now. But now we've run out of spares. We got a colonist ship. We got a trader. And we'll take the carrier bot. Thank you very much. Sell some metal. And the money. And wow, we didn't need that. So I can take... All right. Like I said, more bots, more bots, more bots. Now, I'm interested in seeing if putting more of these telescopes out here increases the interception chance on those lasers. I thought I had a laser over here. Maybe I'm, like I said, having another senior moment. I had a big one on another game I was recording earlier today, but I won't get into that. But if any of you have watched my latest video on Planet Crafter, you'll see what I'm talking about. And maybe you'll laugh at it, but colonists have died. 4. So I'm determined now that this game, I'm going to get this population over 150. Come hell or high water. Now, I've done everything I could do. Look at that. We're down to 137. We were at 154 not long ago. And it's not because of this. We're getting people coming in. I want to keep the people that are coming in. Now, let's go back to stats. Okay. Why do I have 0 guns all of a sudden? How many guns did I buy and how many was I building? Was I crafting? And I still have 0? What's going on with guns? That just really makes no sense. So I'm a little concerned about what people are doing with the guns. Is somebody running a little black market arms dealership going on? He's selling them to the visitors that are coming in. Because I was buying guns from the traders. I probably bought a half dozen. We've crafted more, and we still got none. Like, these people are making some pretty sorry guns for them to wear out that fast. Or every time a guard get killed, you lose the gun. I don't know. It's kind of disconcerting. Like I said, I think the game just... I think it puts these certain difficulty things in there intentionally just so things don't get too easy on you. Do I really need that constructor bot? Um, Ooh, we don't have a lot of medical supplies. I better not take all the medical plants. So, all right. Like I said, I think it just puts these, it changes some of the randomness later in the game just to up your difficulty. Like, like that's still 60% interception chance. So, building these telescopes, although maybe it's where you put the telescope, and I don't really have any space to put one around here. So maybe building those extra telescopes didn't really do. Maybe the key is to multiply the number of lasers that you have around, and then you should intercept more of them. No. We're almost out of medical. I'm not going to let more people land that need medical. So yeah, it's the only way I can explain, that I think it's just a difficulty. It's a leveling up sort of scenario. And the way I look at it, it's just managing everything is hard enough without this extra stuff going on. But it seems like it ups the frequency. So it's making it harder to maintain population. So now the only thing we can think of is what can we do to increase this welfare even more. And I mean, the base is already a crazy haphazard nuts design that, is past the point of no return at this point. So we're not going to fix the layout too much. But, I mean, that's why I just think that maybe more bots, but we keep having bots get damaged. So we're trying to get the bot population higher and the people population higher and not having much luck. And we got enough spares, but people don't think to repair these food stuff. Number of meals is increasing, but the number of the amount of food stored has gone from like over 500 down to 300 on each item. Now, I don't know at what population point are we going to start seeing that really decrease. Now, look at this. We got this lab over here. You can just turn off power to the structure, but I'm trying to click there. I don't know how many things I can prioritize before it's like everything can't be a priority. You're not going to have enough people. And we're certainly not going to have enough if we keep getting them killed by stuff that's out of our control. So this lack of guns, I'm finding that really, really odd. Like, all right. If this guy's got any, I'm buying them again. But he doesn't. We're just going to keep buying robots. And the only thing I can think is, okay, we got a few more people. We're back over 140. Let's see if it... I bet if I talked to developers and I said, you got some, like, difficulty spike on the 150 colonist level. Like, it seems like getting over that number is a real struggle. Because we've gotten it up there. So maybe what we have to do is get this higher. However we have to do that. And, if we can, we're up to 8 carrier bots, 3 constructors, and 13 drillers. Now, that should be enough driller bots so we shouldn't have anybody working the mines anymore. I don't know, I've got a lot of mines. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them, and 13 bots. I don't know how many more driller bots you have to have before there's no humans working in there. So I'm thinking instead of another telescope, that probably I should just put another laser down there. I thought that more telescopes would increase the... But no, because we have to have the console back here in the control center to man it. So, yeah. All right, we'll just recycle that. And there's no point in building more telescopes, and you have to build more desks and more engineers to watch them. So I don't know if that's going to increase our chance of intercepting lasers, or will it? Let's check and see how many engineers we have. I should have maybe not dismantled that thing. All right, we got 43 biologists, 43 workers, 29 engineers, 14 medics, and 15 guards. 8 of them are armed. Okay. So, I am not interpreting things properly. I'm looking at the stats, at the number of guns, and that's how many we have that aren't being used. So the more we make, more guards are getting armed. We got 8 guards that are armed, but there's a few that aren't. And so we're still going to need more guns. Now, maybe I do need to look at... I probably shouldn't dismantle that telescope quite yet. But, let's look at another telescope console. We don't need another radio. Maybe I do need another security and another telescope. All right. So we're going to build a couple more. Well, we built one telescope over here, so now we're going to have somebody manning it. So maybe that will increase our chance of... I needed to put the alert for the... All right. Just kind of not paying attention there. All right, take that off, close that. I'm going to see when that structure gets built over here in the control center. Armed intruder. Two of them. Come on, guards. Get on them. Did we get all of the intruders whacked without any... No, there's another one. Take him out, people. He is gone. We killed 4 of them. None of our people down. That is good. Now we got another console to monitor the other telescope. So now let's go back and check these out and see if they got... Oh. Okay. Well, it gives me those notifications in the middle of a game. I don't know. I need to see if I can set that where it doesn't do that. Now, anti-meteor laser, interception chance 0. Why? Why does that change? Why is it 0 now when it was 60% earlier? So how about the one down here? 0. So the extra telescope, that doesn't make any sense. Telescope console has been built. So now people are manning the telescopes, or are they? Maybe that's the thing. Maybe you don't always have an engineer in there. Or whoever's supposed to man those. Oh, I've kind of forgot where I put it. All right, here it is. Security console's got somebody. The other security console's got somebody. There's just nobody manning the telescope console. And nobody at the radio either. So I guess you don't always... You know, they're probably off sleeping or eating or taking a pee or whatever. Although we don't know where they pee in here. There's no indication as to location of latrines. Now, we up to what? 146 now? Looks like most of our food is not in disrepair. Our storage is still operating at 73% despite us taking the other dome out. Now we run out of spares. But now we got 2 up there. So we're making them and using them. Making them and using them. I guess that's really... Now we got a lot of room in this dome to build more food. Now let's see. Large group of fugitives. Sure. What's the trader have? I still think I might buy more guns if he's got them. We need to get all of our people armed. And I will take another carrier bot. Now it's going to let us trade more metal. See, that's what I like. I like being able to... If you're producing this extra metal, you might as well be able to trade it. Because we're not building with it. I think if I had more space on that end... I've got room to build down here, but we don't need more power equipment. We got enough. I think we got enough of a grid to take us all the way to the end game. If the, well, let's check that again. Still says 0% interception chance. So can we take the security room, wherever I put it, it's way back here now. Can we put it on a high priority? All right, that's the security console. telescope. We don't have anybody manning. Now we got somebody man the telescope, but he got hungry and went to eat, and somebody else came in. So now that there's somebody there, well, I'm just kind of curious. 84%. So these extra telescopes do affect that. Now, I just built 2 telescope controls in there, but I tore down one of the telescopes. So if we build another one, is that going to get us to 100%? So if I rebuild this telescope down here, and make it a big one, let's see about that. I think we just shot one down. %. It went, okay, fluctuates between 84% and 60, depending on if somebody is manning the control for the telescopes. Visitorship and visitorship. Okay, we got a lot of money. So if a trader comes along with anything interesting, we can make a purchase. Just don't know what. See, this is like wasted space here. That should have been built closer. And then we'd have more room up here for at least a couple more buildings. As it is, I don't think. Let me just see if we wanted to build anything. Like we could get one more there. Nothing in the middle here. But I'm thinking if this was closer down to here, we could possibly 3 operational lasers, telescope. Okay, that gave me another achievement there, I guess, for I don't need another constructor. I need carriers and drillers. Constructor couldn't hurt, but they don't do as much constructing. And again, I got the money. So now that we got 3 telescopes up and running and the lasers, what's that put the interception chance at? Still 84%. I guess that's not bad though. We just spent all that money and then we got more from those people, so we got 176. So, okay. Are all the I guess we have a better chance of shooting down anything that. So maybe we're not going to get as many meteor disasters. Here I was blaming the developers when they give you a gameplay mechanic for dealing with them. And here I've gone all these years just thinking that you put a telescope down, a couple lasers, and you're good, not realizing that more telescopes and more engineers increases your chances of intercepting. So now let's go back, and we're back to poor, which anyway, we're adding robots to try to increase that. Now we're above 150 and the tradership is here, so let's see how long it takes for armed intruders to show up. Let's dismiss him. Let's check that again. Seems to be decreasing. We got more of our guards are armed now. So that's getting better. But now we're back to decent again. It just fluctuates a lot. Low on storage space. Well, you know what? I don't know how much. This thing is 91%. Obviously, as we get more people, they're going to start eating more food, and that's going to eat into that. So, I really don't know if I have any more space to build. I can build like one more building unless I can connect over across that little terrain feature, which I don't think I can. So anyway, we've got up to 151, and meteor hasn't hit in a little while. Armed intruders. There we go. I spoke too soon. Let's see what happens. We lost 3 colonists. Yeah, it's the game is out to get me. It's out to say you are not going to get 150 people. Not going to let you. We got 11 armed guards, and we still lost 5 people. And is that what makes some of these people sad? That guy's a visitor who's having a drink, so, and he's not as sad as he used to be. Well, I guess the drink is doing its job. Well, I'll buy the bot. Well, I don't need to really spend the metal. All right, let's... Yeah, I do think that it's simply a difficulty thing. You know, that they'll let you get like the first 100 or so people. But now, you know, you got to keep managing things. You got to keep on top of stuff. Now, I wonder if I were to dismantle that and move it closer, could I do that? And that would give us room for like 2 more buildings up there. I don't know. I think I'm going to do... I'm going to save. And I think we got up to 30 bots now. Another transmission incoming. I don't... No, I don't want those irradiated people because they're liable to... You know, we lost somebody the last time we did that. So I think we're going to call it here. And the next time we come in here, we're going to get over that 150 mark and keep it there. So, if you've enjoyed this video or found it amusing in any way or helpful, or like I said, I've made plenty of mistakes you can learn from. So if that's the case, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you the next time.